Welcome back. We are talking about this episode, how to worship when you feel so alone. As a mom, a lot of times you feel like you're on an island all by yourself. You're on Mom Island. It's just you and your children and then your husband, some people. But, sometimes it's just you feel so alone. And it is such a tactic of the enemy to drill into you that you're the only one who has to deal with this. You're the only one who is struggling. Everybody else is having fun. You get on social media and you see all the other moms hanging out and you start to think, why not me? Why aren't they hanging out with me? Why aren't they asking me? And it can be hard. I mean, it can be extremely challenging. And I know personally, especially after having triplets, because let's all be honest. Are we ready for honesty time? How many people are sitting around thinking, let's invite the Whiteners over. They have 5 kids, in which 3 are triplet boys. Let's have them over. It would just be so much fun. Nobody, I'm sorry, that's not the reality. And I don't take offense to it. Please hear me. This isn't a cry for please ask me over. No, because it's hard for me to want to take my kids to somebody else's house and think of, it just causes, to think of taking them into somebody else's house and what are they going to destroy? What are they going to break? What are they going to grab? Listen, there's seasons. There's seasons in life. There's seasons in life when we have a lot of people to hang out with and we can have a good old time. And then there's seasons in life when the Lord has you at home and your ministry is your home. Your ministry is pouring into your children. Your ministry is creating memories with your children. Your ministry is this. And I think the boys were probably around 3, and I was cooking dinner, and I heard the Lord say, this is your ministry. I created you for this. In your mother's womb, when I knit you together, I knit you to have your daughter, your little boy, and then triplet boys. I created you for this. And it was like this aha moment of this light bulb. You're so right. You're right. Now, was it like a Cinderella moment and birds came in and started singing to me and started picking up my laundry and folding it for me? No, okay? No. But internally, I had this peace that God brought me. I had this new sense of purpose of, wow, God, when I was in my mom's womb, knew that I was going to be at this point. He knew he was going to speak to me. And I had the choice in that moment to say, you're right, God. You're right. So I'm going to be thankful. I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be able to do this and not just make it, but to do it well in a season of aloneness. Now, when I say that, I don't say it in a negative manner. But for right now, with all these kids, I am in a season of not having as many mom friends as some have. And that's okay. So what does it look like to worship in that season? Because a lot of times you can get in your head, and especially as women, you have these vain thoughts and you start going crazy with, did you see the way she looked at me? Did you see how when I walked by? Do you think she was talking? Do you think this? Blah, 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 blah. And it's just your mind explodes everywhere because we're women and that's what we do. And maybe some of you don't, but most that I've spoken to do. And I think she's upset with me and I think she's mad at me and shut it down. Instantly shut it down. If that means that you text them or you call them and you're like, hey, did I do something? Do it. Or just be like, my goodness, Lord, remove that from me. I don't want to walk around with that constantly thinking and wondering if people are talking about me because they didn't invite me to their birthday party or they didn't ask me to go eat with them, but they asked everybody else. But instead, look at it as a way as the Lord is working on you right now. He's equipping you. You will not always be alone on that island. You will not always be by yourself. God has special people in your life. He has special friends, but right now he might be working on them. He might be building them while he's working on you. So that way, when y'all come together, it's like a powerhouse friendship that will last. Social media can be a mom's biggest smash in the face. If you are scrolling through Facebook, through Instagram, whatever it is, and you see that mom friend that they all went and had a big old lunch together and it makes you feel a certain type of way, unfollow them. It's not to be ugly. It's not to be ugly to them. It's not to be ugly to you. But if it is making you feel a certain way, it is just a doorway for the enemy to cause it to be something that it's not. So push the unfollow button and move on. Move on back to those silly little wild kid stories that makes you feel better about your own kids. Whatever it is, just push the button and remove it. It's okay. Today's society tries to make it feel like it's okay when you're not included. But I'm here to tell you that Jesus says it's okay. He lines every step of our life, every step of our day. He has it orchestrated. We should wake up every morning and say, Lord, before my feet hit this ground, to ask that you take me where you want to take me. You be my guiding light. You show me who to speak to, what to say, how to speak to them, and just do what you want to do. And everything will be okay. But inside of your mom heart, when you feel like you're on that island, and I've been there, I've felt it, and rejection starts to creep in, and all of these things, depression starts to take hold of you, hopelessness, immediately take captive of those intrusive thoughts, cast them aside, and begin to speak. God, I thank you that one day this is not going to be a season I'm going to be in, but instead I'm going to have a season where I'm going to be having fun, where I'm going to be building friendships, and they're going to be long-lasting, God-fulfilled foundation friendships, not empty friendships. You have to think that sometimes God does not allow things to happen because he's preventing the hurt from taking place inside of your heart. So when you transform your thinking to that, okay, God, you might be protecting me. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to be thankful for where I am right now in this season, and I'm going to trust you. I want to tell you a little testimony of I was in my little island. I was on my island of feeling all the feels that a mom of 5 kids who is tired of being touched and wants to have an adult conversation was feeling. And I was invited to a women's Bible study. Well, something I will tell you that you may not know about me is I am not an extrovert. I am not a go out and be social and have a good old time. I want to have friendships, but I want them to come to me, and I want us just to be us and just have a good old time like that. I don't want to go out. I don't want to branch out and put myself out there because I have put my foot in my mouth way too many times. But anyways, so if you catch me at a social thing, you're probably going to catch me against the wall or in the corner just observing. I'm okay. I promise I'm okay. But I like to observe. I do like to have the friendships, but I'm not going to put myself out there. So anyways, the Lord has really been working on me to do that though. I got invited to a women's Bible study. I went, shocker everybody, and we sat at this little coffee shop, and I sat, didn't really speak much, and listened. Well, then I actually went back a second time, and I enjoyed it, and it was good. It was good conversation. It was, good listening to others. Again, it's good to surround yourself with people so you know you're not on that island. They were feeling all the feels I was feeling, and it makes you just feel okay. And this one mom just started talking, and I was like, man, and the Lord's like, open your mouth. I'm like, no. We're just here to observe. Jesus, remember, I'm here. That was my being obedient. He's like, no, open your mouth. I'm like, okay. So I just start talking, and he just starts speaking through me. Well, we went all summer with this Bible study, and this mom made life-changing decisions through that Bible study because of the words God gave me. Not me. It was not me, but it was obedience and stepping out and going and opening my mouth that her family's life was completely turned around. Was she a terrible person? No. But she made changes because of that Bible study that would change her family's dynamics for the better. We are fantastic friends now. We do not hang out every day because that's not the season I'm in. But God gave me that friendship because I stepped out of the boat, just like Peter, and I was obedient. And so he used me and gave me a friendship that I'll have. I tell you this because I see your hurt. I see your struggle. I see you feeling so alone. And I need you to know that Jesus sees you right where you're at. You will not be here forever. Just as the seasons change, your season will change as well. So worship in this season. You turn on that worship song and you close your eyes and you let it minister to you. It could be 5 minutes of your day. 5 minutes of your day could transform that feeling inside of your heart. Open up your mouth and say, hopelessness, you will not take root. Depression, there is no place for you here. Because I know that God has a purpose for me and my life. He has purpose-filled friendships for me. I will not be on this small island by myself forever. This is not an island of foreverness. This is a seasonal island. And on this island, I will choose to speak life into my family. I will choose to embrace that you've given me these little blessings. I will love on them. And when the opportunity arises, I will step out and I will make friendships. It just is going to look a little different right now because you are a mom and you are doing all the mom things. And there's nothing wrong with that. You need to know that there's nothing wrong with that. I'll say it one more time. Get off social media if it's giving you the feels and it's causing that heaviness to be even more so. The moment you start to feel that, shut it off, turn on a worship song. Close your eyes and listen to the worship song. The moment, instead of allowing it to take root and allowing it to fester and to grow into this big spiral of a thing, shut it off. Shut it off. Shut off that Netflix show that you're seeing the not realistic things that are taking place. I truly feel in my heart that when we get sucked into these Netflix show, whatever platform it's on, these shows, you get into these series and you do all these things and you start to compare your life to them. And you're like, well, why don't I have this? And why don't I do this? And why don't I? Well, they get to do all these things and they have the same number of kids. Stop. 99% of them are not realistic. It's fake. So when you give that even thought to it, you're wasting however many minutes you did on that. And I've been guilty. Listen, I ain't throwing no judgments at you. I'm just trying to give you tools on how to stop it. Watch the shows. That's fine. Until it gives you that feel and your mind starts going to those places, then you got to shut it off. Scroll through Facebook. That's fine. Until you get those thoughts, then you have to shut it off. You have to know your boundaries and you have to know when to stop it and when to think, man, have I spent some time with Jesus today? Listen, Jesus and I, we have a running conversation that this is how we roll. I'm like, okay, Jesus, did you see that? Did you see that? Like, Really? Are we really going there today? I mean, Jesus and I, we've got that. And you need to have that too. You need to know Jesus is real. He's real, and he's listening, and he cares for you. So stop trying to make it this thing where, oh, here's my 10 minutes of prayer and I'm going to make it real serious. Just have the conversation, the running conversations. He just wants to talk with you. He wants to talk with you. He wants to build that relationship, that foundation. So sometimes we have to get off social media and we have to learn, all right, I just need to talk with you, Jesus. I need you to hear me because I'm on this mom island right now and I don't have another mom to talk to. So it's you and me right now. And I promise he'll listen. He may not respond the way you want him to respond, but it's okay. You're okay. Trust in him today. This is just a season, friend. Do not let it take you down that road, but instead shut it off. Thank Jesus for this season and what he's doing in this season, and be blessed.